Hello, welcome back to Wonderland Asylum. We're back today with issue 47 of the Hachette Partworks release of Titanic, the ship, the legend. So, what's in the magazine for issue 47? On a Course for Change, the Cunard Line. Lovely ship that there. I do like the old sails and everything. That was the Inman Line's City of Paris, apparently. And it was the first propeller-driven ship to demonstrate it could equal the speed of paddle-wheel steamships across the Atlantic. Very nice. Again, the Adriatic leaving Liverpool. I believe that was a White Star liner. And the SS Servia there. I love ships. Ships and shipping have always been my thing. And then there's an article on the secretary to Lady Duff Gordon, mentioned last time. And Titanic 2, which is apparently a movie. I've not seen it. Sort of similar to Titanic. I haven't heard of it, so I imagine it's not that great. And yeah, that is all that's in the magazine in terms of articles. So let's see what comes with today's issue. Okay, so what's in today's box? A shiny sticker. Used to always be delighted when you found a shiny. A bag of AP screws. Yes. A brown envelope. I need to tell Hachette, I don't like getting brown envelopes. Least of all because the parts stick. In there we have a whole host of deck details. Now, some of these are vents, so I'm going to get my black Sharpie out and dirty up the inside of them before I go any further. Again, just have to destroy this envelope to make sure there's nothing stuck inside it. Nope. And then the big envelope. And as I mentioned before, this is the slightly elevated section that goes over the first class lounge. Again, just rip the brown envelope open to make sure there's nothing else in it. So yeah, so this is the deck that goes over the first class lounge. And these were kind of the skylights that were at the top of the first class lounge to allow light in. So yeah, pretty detailed. Pretty impressed by that, to be honest with you. Yeah, okay. So there are a load of vents and everything that go in different places. And the first thing we're doing, I thought it was going to be to fit the deck, but it's actually not on this occasion. The first thing we're doing is getting the foil sticker and sticking it just there. Now you can see there's almost, you can see there's a kind of outline, and that is where we're sticking the foil sticker. I'm not entirely sure why. I think it's to try and reflect the light out through these windows, but it's a strange way to go about it, but okay. So there we go. There's the foil sticker on. And then just smooth it down to make sure it stays. Okay, now next we're going to be applying the deck. So as usual, again I have my slightly dried and tacky PVA glue. Again, there are a lot of details which are going to be fitted to this deck just shortly, which will help hold the deck down. But again, I don't like leaving it to chance, because you've seen with the last couple of issues in particular with the front sections of the boat deck where it has started to peel up, particularly at the edges, and no, I'm not risking that, because it's going to look dreadful. And once the model's complete and it's on display, it's going to be far harder to go back and try and retro fit anything to sort of make it stick down a bit better. So I will use the PVA glue just now. You've actually seen a couple of times I've had to just stick a little bit of super glue in, even to just try and keep that decking down. Because they have supplied a self-adhesive, but it doesn't work very well. Obviously, or I wouldn't be having to do all of this. As I say, the benefits of having an arty, crafty child, crafty in every sense of the word, really, much like myself, but is that I have plenty of PVA glue in my house. So, yep. As I say, this is the section that goes over the first class lounge, and I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think we get any of the kind of interior rooms or anything like that. So it will just be an open area with light coming out of it. But again, we'll see. Because I've been surprised already with the likes of the anchors and everything. I wasn't expecting them to move. So we'll see what happens. But there we go. Again, carefully peel the backing of the deck section. Hopefully none of it will decide to split and separate. There we go. Very nice. Line it up and plop it down. Now I believe the equivalent for this that's used on the trumpeter version is called scale decks, and that's their version that they give to avoid you having to paint the decking. Actually, I have to caveat that I'm not sure if it comes with the trumpeter kit or if you have to buy it separately, so I'll add that in there. I don't know. Actually, I think, thinking about it, there's a channel I watch called The Model Boat Guy, and essentially what he's building is the trumpeter 1 to 200th scale model of the Titanic, but he's building it to be a remote control sailing boat, basically to take down the boating lakes. So I've been watching that best part of a couple of years now. He's nearly done, I think. But obviously it's the trumpeter version, not the partwork version. But there we go. So I've stuck the deck down. I'm going to need to give that some time to dry, just even ever so slightly. And while that's happening, I'm going to tidy up these vents. And, well, I say tidy up, I'm actually going to make them look worse. I'm going to blacken the insides, because if you look, that's a vent. That inside bit there should be black. So I'm going to do all that, and I will be back just momentarily. Okay, so that's all the vents all dirtied up. So now we're looking through them all, finding the ones they want as they tell us to. So you can see they've all got blackened off pieces where basically where the dirty air would come out of. So the first one is the one that looks like this. And again, it is 47I for India. And again, this deck's not sticking down at all. Again, it looks good, but it's not much good if it doesn't stick. Just kind of annoying. But there we go. And it is going into these two holes here. Now again, big peg, big hole, little peg, little hole. Goes in like that. Doesn't need glued. It tells you to glue it if it needs it. It doesn't. It's staying in quite nicely. And the other one it's asking for is the other one with the semicircular top and the slightly smaller detail on that. That is 47J, and it goes on the other side over here. Again, big peg, big hole, little peg, little hole, if it'll fit. Yep, there we go. Again, very nice, tight fit. Will not need glue. Or on mine, sorry. Mine doesn't need glue, not to say yours will be moulded exactly the same. And the PVA glue in mine will also provide a little bit of stickiness. So 47F is the next one, the one with the kind of cylinder on the top and that sort of design. It is going in there, beside the first one we put in. Again, big peg, big hole, little peg, little hole. Again, holds itself in very nicely, unlike the deck, which isn't holding itself in at all. Superb. But there we go, that's what that looks like. Give me a second. I'm going to use another little bit of super glue. Again, you do what you need to do to keep what you need kept down. Getting very, very annoyed with how crap these decks are. So Hachette, sort your decks out, please. They are shit. And I'm really getting annoyed with them now. But yeah, next one is 47G. That's the one that looks like that. It's the semicircle with a hood over the top. And it is going way round here. It's going into these two holes here. Again, big peg, big hole, little peg, little hole. Oh, that's strange. It appears to be two bits stuck together because that bit just moved, but oh well. Okay, that's how it's looking. And again, I'm having to go around and fight with bits of deck that want to try and stick up. So feedback on this self-adhesive deck is, aye right, okay, very good. It's not self-adhesive in the slightest. Even with PVA glue, it's still peeling up. And that's PVA glue that's been sat curing for the best part of an hour. So it should be tacky and sticky already. It's just very, very poor. Not impressed at all. Sorry to keep ranting about it, but I find it very annoying. And the last one is 47H. And it goes in just on the other side here. Again, you know what I'm going to say, big peg, big hole, little peg, little hole. Now the reason this had so many vents on it was because it was the first class lounge, so it always had to be well ventilated and smelling like roses, because they wanted the first class passengers to spend as much time in it as possible, I would assume. So, 47 Bravo, Charlie and Delta. So that's B, that's C, and that's D. These are all labelled differently. So B is the one with the detailing on that side, and it is going into these two holes here. Again, big peg, big hole, little peg, little hole. Assuming I've got the right one. Ah, no, I don't. It's D that's going in there. So D goes in here. For some reason, it tells me to identify B, C, and D, and then tells me where to put D first. Thanks, that's helpful. Now, B, this one I mentioned before, it is going here, beside the bread bin type looking thing. Again, small peg, small hole, big peg, big hole. And C is going, I think, into this one here. Yep. Again, big peg, big hole, little peg, little hole. So that's what the top of the deck is looking like just now. Pretty good, eh? And then the other two should look exactly the same, and they do. One goes in the top of the kind of hatching section, like that. And the other goes into these two holes just here. Again, they will only fit one way, but the easy way to remember it, if you can't, for whatever reason, is that all the vents should point the same way. So all the smoke was getting ploughed in the same direction. Perfect. And now we need the deck piece from the last episode. So give me 2 seconds and I shall return. As if by magic. Now, again, I'm going to make a little comment here, which is, if this had been me, I wouldn't have joined these 2 sections of the boat deck, like this section and this section, together until I'd screwed this on. Because they now want me to turn this upside down, sit this on here, and screw it in from underneath. Now, fair enough, if these sections were apart, it would just be these bits that were annoying. However, I've got all these boat deck davits that, if you remember, I don't want to break them. No. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where the screw points are. Which you can see, there are 6 of them. They are 1, I think, let me look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And they all get screwed in there. Okay, so I'm going to keep it on its side because, as I say, I do not want under any circumstances to be breaking off any of these davits that I so lovingly put together in the last issue. And again, plastic into plastic we're screwing here, so we don't want to be too hash bash. I always try to screw in a kind of crisscross effect. You're not going to be able to see where I'm screwing, you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, so I'm going to pause the video after I get this one in, which goes in just here. And again, it's just going to be me putting screws in holes and trying not to break anything, so we'll see how it goes. I'll continue for now. I was going to pause the video, but if I hold it like this, if it was into metal it would be a lot worse, but because it's plastic into plastic, it's not so bad. It's just difficult because I can't put any pressure on the deck section really to get it to bite initially. But yeah, just again, bits that are, it's the same with all Partworks. There were similar bits in Bismarck where I was nearly tearing my hair out, and at that point I had more hair. I had long hair. And at that point I was looking at it going, why on earth have they told us to do this now instead of 5 issues ago before I fitted all these gun barrels? But it's just the nature of Partworks, sadly. It's not always planned out the best. I think it's done deliberately so you break bits and have to buy more of the same magazine. But that's a very cynical side of me that thinks that. Here we go. I think it just genuinely is poor planning. And the final screw goes in here, right in the middle. Right. And that looks just like that. Now, I think that looks fantastic. Again, when the light comes up, supposedly that sticker is right above. I'll show you. It's right above where the light comes through. So that light will be reflected out and it will diffract all the way out these windows. I hate my doots, but we can only wait and see, I suppose. But that is everything for this issue. I'll say I'm very impressed. It does look great. Again, annoyed at the deck. Annoyed at the order in which we're doing things, but once you get it done and you look at it, you go, yeah, I really like that. So, yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so that's us for issue 47. And just to confirm, again, look at the size of this. It looks amazing, and that's the section we were working on there. So it is coming along. It's coming on really, really nicely. And what are we adding to that in issue 48? The Grand Staircase. One of the most iconic parts of Titanic. Made so, in no small part, by James Cameron's movie. Beautiful, beautiful, ornate piece of the ship. I can't wait to see what a fantastic job they've made of recreating the Grand Staircase. Anyway, so yeah, join us for issue 48, where we will have a look at the Grand Staircase. We may or may not fit it, I don't know. But yeah, thanks again for watching. As always, any comments, criticisms or concerns, pop them in the box below. Please do leave me a like, because it helps the channel out massively. And subscribe to see future content. As I say, I will hopefully be building this to completion, and there may be future projects as well. But for now, thank you all for watching, and as always, peace out, guys.